I was going to do a complete unboxing and then I couldn't help myself, so I took it out of the box. But my Plans A5 by Just Scribble arrived today. So exciting. Thank you, Megan from Fave Things Collective in Australia, for organising a pre-order for this. And thank you to the team at Just Scribble for the books. Oh my god. So, what is this planner? This planner is hopefully going to bring me planner peace. We shall see. I'm really excited to get into it. It comes in 2 volumes because she's chunky. Half year, volume 1, volume 2. Now, I don't know if I can actually compare the size. Where is my cousin? Obviously, I've been painting and I can't find anything at the moment. But, where have I put it? Compared to a Hobonichi Cousin or a Wonderland 222, the size difference is huge. Now, she's a thick girl, so the Hobonichi Cousin, when they're new, probably comes to just the top of my fingernail here. They're not very thick at all. Now, this has Cosmo Airlight paper, which is completely different. Oh, my cousin is really right here. Oh my gosh. Right, so here she is here. Obviously, we've got some thickness in there because I've been using it. But even compared to the Avec, now if I squish it down a bit, there's an obvious thickness difference. Still A5. I did think about going to a B6 size, but they don't do a vertical B6. So 2 books. We're going to put volume 2 aside because we're looking at volume 1, the first half of the year. So I'm going to take it out of the plastic. Right, this is the first time I've taken it out of the plastic. Sorry about the crinkly noises. I might just do the... Right, get rid of that. It's got this, you can see it on camera, beautiful sheen. And it's got rose gold printing, Plans 2026 vertical volume 1, and on the back designed by Just Scribble. Now, you can see 6 months by where the little pieces are on the side, January to June. It did sustain a tiny bit of damage in transit from Australia. You can just see a wee dent here. That's not going to make a difference. Let's open her up. So it's a soft cover. Oh, nothing like a nice new planner. We have the inside. Front cover is just blank. The flyleaf. The one with my plans, and a key section if you wanted to do like a bullet journal size. This paper feels amazing, incidentally. We have some calendars in here. I love that they're big and they're bold. For my bad eyes, that works really well for me. All of 2026, which is nice. And then you've got the second half of the year if you wanted to do some future planning. I am in the first one, so that's fine. Then we have more calendar space here. I can never remember what this kind of calendar is called, but everything's nice and bold. Man, I can't wait to do a pen test on this. You have annual goals. There's 8 here, a blank page, and then quarter 1 where you can write your goals. You could put your favorite foods, your books that you're reading, whatever you like. And then you have quarter 1 goals. So that sets you up for 8 goals for your first quarter, should you want to do that. Then trackers. Now, I really like this tracker section here. You've got 7, I don't know if you can, oh, you can see, 7 spaces to write, and then more down the bottom, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 if you wanted to track 11 things. Excuse me, and then it goes across the page with a notes section. So This goes January, February, March. So that's the first, obviously the first quarter. And then you've got some space down here to put whatever you want to put. You've got the 3 mini calendars for quarter 1, which is going to work really well for me for my university stuff. I can write in when I've got things due. That's probably what I'm going to use this section for. A blank page, more writing space. I don't know how I'll use some of these yet. And then into the month. Lovely big bold calendar. Now, with my little Coffee Monsters co-ruler, this is 1.35 inches by 1.35 inches. Oh, clunk. That's a really, really good size. Space to put washi, space to put things down. Really lovely font for January as well. I like that. And it's got the weeks, if you run with a week. Some more blank space. And then you're into your vertical weeks. Now this is cool. I like this. I've never looked at one of these before. So the width of these is, let me see, 1.3 inches and a little teeny tiny bit wide, and the sidebar is the same, 1.3 and a little tiny bit. So nice and even. No colouring on the top, which is really cool if you wanted to cover the dates and the days of the week. So this goes through, how are we working here? So we've got the end of December starting on the 29th going through to the 4th. And then you've got journal space. So this is going to be like completely different for me. 7 days of the week to journal or plan extra things or whatever you want to do, which is kind of cool. And then the next week, etc. right the way through. Oh, that's cool, because that'll keep me really accountable for journaling. And I'm assuming that it's just going to go through, yep, all the way through January, and then into, we'll get to the end of January, into February. So we're going to have a January recap, if you want to put some photos, whatever you want to do, and then into February. Some blank pages. I like that they're just blank, because if you decide you don't want to use it, you can glue them together, which is kind of cool. And then again into your first week of February and your journaling. So that is the planner, and that goes right the way through to December. Where are we? Into what have we got? Sorry, not December, into June. Then you've got the quarter 2 recap, and then you've got some blank pages here should you want to have some extra journaling space, should you have, need more journaling space. I never do, but like if you're going on holiday and you want to have a extra scribble or put some extra photos in or whatever. So this is really pretty. Obviously it's bound. I don't know if you guys can see, if I turn it, there we go, you can see the stitching through here. I need to find a clear cover that's going to fit this, because this will get destroyed otherwise. So I'm actually hoping that the Hobonichi Cousin full year book will fit. I'm going to have to do, that's the clear cover, I'm going to have to do some measuring and seeing if I can get something to fit this. Because on my Cousin I'm using a Midori cover, is it? I think, and it's very tatty. I like to reuse my covers so that they, I get value for money, because shit's expensive, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to set this up, and I'm super excited to do this because it's such a beautiful planner. So I've got some Coffee Monsters Co. vinyl stickers, and I've got some that I've recycled off of older planners that I've managed to get off, including my most favourite, which this is going to be my last one of these, the Protect Your Peace which is actually going to go on first. And I'm going to plan around that. I want to keep it where it says plans because I think it's super beautiful. So I'm just going to have a think about where I'm going to put some of these. I'm probably not going to go too overboard, although I probably will. That's kind of nice. And then it's a shame I don't have any smaller ones for here. I did think about using up, I'm just going to grab them from the side here. I've got a whole bunch of seals which I want to use inside the planner, but I want to keep these ones which are like the holographic. You can see them, they're real cool. I want to keep them for inside the planner, but I've got these ones, but I don't know whether, I don't know. Let's get these on anyway. I sat here for a while and tried to decide what vinyls were going to go where, because this is the part that usually takes me ages to decide where things are going, you know. So I pre-did that. If I can get the bloody things off. Oh dear. It's always a challenge. Just trying to get my tweezers underneath that. Ah. Very good. Yeah, I was so excited. This arrived this morning and my Japanese student left for good today after 3 years. So I'm a bit sad about that, but I really wanted to get it into the package and open it up, but I had to wait. Oh no, is this a clear one? That might have to change then. Let me just check. Yeah, it is. I don't want to use a clear one. Oh crap, now I'm going to have to find another one. What am I going to use? Where's my other Coffee Monsters Co. ones? Over here. Getting low on them now. That's not a Coffee Monsters Co. one. No. I might use the green version because I do love books. Oh, I've got a whole stack of books on my TBR to read over the summer. I'm doing because I'm doing my paint by numbers that I'm totally obsessed with, I am listening to books at the moment, and I'm just doing a re-listen of the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. I've read ACOTAR again. But I've got some books that I want to get my teeth into. But I know that if I do that, I'm going to get no summer school work done. And then I'll get in trouble. So we want to make sure that every time I hand in an assignment, then I'm going to treat myself to be able to read a book. Make sure that's run the right way. This is one of the new ones from the subscription. That's cute. We like that. Let's get rid of the backings. And then I might come across some that I like that'll fit in here. So that is the front done. That's exciting. And then I'm going to move on to the inside. Now, this is where I want to use, I'll get those ones out of the way, these guys. And just cover the inside cover. I think what I'm going to do is just stick them in. That's the best way to do it, because otherwise I'm going to overthink And that's no good for anybody, is it? Yeah, these are cute. I like these. I just have to make sure that I'm not like putting too many of the same kind together, if that makes any sense at all. I think these seals are a really lovely idea, to be honest. That one there. That one there. I'll just do it this way. Maybe that one there. And then I want to pop another aeroplane. I'm not planning any huge travel next year, but it's always nice to put things in, isn't it? I am going away for 2 weeks at New Year's, just to go watch my husband play chess again. You all know how much I love that. So no, I'm really proud of him. That's cute. I like that. Now, I've seen some other people do like dots and stars and all that sort of stuff, but I'm going to leave it. So that's the cover and that's the inside. Now, what we do need to do is put some tabs in. Now, I've got lots, but I bought these ones. Now, I'm going to come up close. You might be able to see they have patterns on them. So they're just different from regular coloured tabs, and I like this idea. So I think what I'll do is start by finding where January begins here. Now, what I am not going to do is I'm not going to do them staggered. I'm going to put them close together because otherwise it'll annoy me. I just want something to sit. Oh no, it's going to sit there, kind of. No. What can I sit on there that's not paint? If you could see my desk, oh my goodness. I've got a bottle of ink here. It's all wrapped up so it won't damage anything. So we'll start with January. And of course we will be making sure that all the little emoji heads are facing the same way. The first one's in. Right, so now we'll take out February. Yep, and we'll find it. Where are you, February? All the way down there. It's going to be some getting used to this thicker, is that February? Yeah. The thicker paper. I can't wait. It's going to be good. We'll do a pen test today as well while I'm here. So we want to just, they don't have to be perfect. Actually, they do. Where are we? Where's the January? Okay, that needs to move over a touch. Yep, that'll be fine. February's in. It's lucky you just picked that up perfectly. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to use my stamps and stuff properly in this planner. But again, like I said, we're going to do the pen test. So March, and then we want April. Where are you? April, March. April, and I want the calendar. Now it's interesting, people have said that their planners smell fishy. This is the appropriate emoji head for that. Mine doesn't. Maybe it was just the smaller ones. It'll be the coating on the paper that does it, because the paper is the way that it is, right? Hang on, did I just go too far? No, I gotta find the calendar. That's April, we want May. Yeah, the coating on the paper can sometimes smell funky. I find that with some of the Coffee Monsters Coast stickers, they smell like that, and it'll be, whoops, paper coating. It's not because anybody's being gross, it's just the coating. Right. April, May, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and then June, which is here. So I'll just put my thumb there while I get that out. So if your planner smells funky or your stickers smell funky, put them in a well-ventilated area, somewhere that's warm. And sometimes that can help get random funky smells out of things. Yeah, right. Oh, that's cool. That looks nice. Let's move that ink out of the way. So there is the tabs on the side. You can see how chunky that is, right? So nice. So nice. Okay. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to set up my monthly one yet. That's going to be a completely different video, because it's quiet over the Christmas period and we need to have content for our videos, so that's okay. But what we are going to do is a pen and, oh cool, it says to be continued, and don't forget to just scribble. That's beautiful. We're going to do our pen test. We like a pen test, so I'm going to turn it this way around. I'm going to get my little thing of ink again just to sit there, and we're going to do our worst. So do our worst. I'm going to get all my pens that normally bleed. I'm going to move my other stuff out of the way. Whoops, I'm going to bump the camera stand. So we're going to get a Tombow dual end brush tip marker. I have got my Esterbrook X Coffee Monsters Co. pen with Sailor Shikiori ink in it, and it is this one, Shimoyo. We're going to get some, what else am I going to use in this, guys? A regular Tombow Fudenosuke in the hard tip. I'm going to grab one of my, this is a ink, refillable ink. Well, it kind of isn't refillable, but you make your own markers with your fountain pen inks. We're going to grab a set of mild liners. Now these are, one of these is not, crap, which one is it? One of these is not from the Japanese only set, which means that one of my children has been into here. Bugger. Okay, I'll sort that one out. What else am I going to grab? I'm going to grab my darkest Tombow, which is 679. It's like an eggplant colour. I'm also going to grab 947, which is a dark brown. And then I'm going to test some ink along with that. So we've got a few things. Oh, and then I might just get a stamp, which is going to make me nervous. with my stamp pads. So we'll get those. I have a selection of stamps, Coffee Monsters Co. stamps. I want to find one that I think will be, oh, those aren't, those are ones from Daiso. I might just use this one. There we go. I'm just picking because there's heaps of them. There is no rhyme or reason as to why I've chosen those. It's just a cute one. And I will need an acrylic block, but I'll get to that in a minute. So we're going to start with the dark Tombow. And I'll write with the felt tip end. What number did I say it was? 697. So these ones usually bleed through onto my river paper. I'm just watching the way that this dries, and it dries pretty quickly and evenly. So I'm not even going to look until we're finished, which makes me nervous. So this is the Tombow dual end marker in black and grey. It's a soft one, it's very wet. I will write that in. Got a Sarasa mark on, so I'll just use that, and little arrows. Why am I writing Tombow? Oh, it's because, is it? No, yeah, it is. It's a Tombow dual marker. Walla Wally. Then we're going to use the Tombow Fudenosuke hard tip. And I'll use the same pen to write on that. Then, actually I don't think I'll use one of these because I know they don't bleed. That's probably, you know. Then I'm going to use, I'll just choose some of these zebra mild liners. Really pretty. I have all of the colours of the zebra mild liners. And I'll write that in. Oops. That's those, and then I'm going to do some stamps. So I need, and it's a case of where did I put the thing again, because I'm quite hopeless. I did have, like, honestly, this desk is just ridiculous at the moment. I need to have the biggest sort out in the whole world. There's one. I found another pen that I want to try. This is a Zig Clean Colour Dot. These are absolutely notorious, any colour, of bleeding through because they're such a wet pen. I actually, like, I hardly used my set of these, so I sold them and I kept the pink one because I liked the pink one. I'm just trying to think what else I've got that's terrible for bleeding. My Faber-Castell shiny highlighters. These, oh god, these were terrible, but they're so beautiful. Be interesting to see See, they don't look, oh no, they're a little bit sparkly. A little bit sparkly, but not a heck of a lot. Let's just write on. Okay, it's dried interesting though. Okay, so that's some pens. And now let's get a stamp out. Let's get it out of the packet. And I think we might use, I just want one that's got lots of, we'll use this book stack, which is this one here, and this is from volume 7 of the Coffee Monsters Co. stamps. So I've got 3 inks. I've got the Versa Magic Dewdrop, Versa Craft, and the Ranger Archival ink. If I can use the archival ink in this without it bleeding, I will be incredibly happy. Now what I am going to do is get out my pencil board, and I'm going to put this behind, but I'm not going to look. I'm just going to get it out of the plastic. Everything's in plastic, it annoys me. I think I say that a lot. But I'm just going to do that so that I can protect the page underneath if, you know, anything goes wrong. So we'll start with the Versa Craft. Load this up. This should give me a cleaner stamp as well because it's on a hard back. So that's 5 seconds. And then I need to probably clean that. I'll just use, where have I got? A waste piece of paper. Says the girl with the stationery addiction. I'll just use the back of a Coffee Monsters Co. envelope just to get as much of that ink off as I can. That'll be fine. So that is the Versa Craft. Now I'm going to use, and I'm going to label this too, the Versa Magic, if I can get this off. Because I've got so many beautiful, beautiful stamps. I want to use them. So I'm just giving it 5 seconds. Very good. And I'll just do the same thing here. I mean, there is ink that sits inside the groove. So, you know, this is, as my grandmother would say, near as damn it. And then the archival ink. This is a beautiful ink. Oh my gosh. So we're going to get this on. Lid off and on. Right, here we go. Archival ink. 2, 3, 4, 5. It just gives such a beautiful, clean stamp. You wouldn't probably have been able to hear when I peeled that off, but goodness me. So I'm going to give that a proper clean before that goes on the stamp pad. And I'm going to let that dry, but I'm going to carry on while I do. Now what I have, this is just a cheap nib. Now I got this idea from Karina at Karina Loves to Plans, and it's like a circle nib, and it's super, super heavy on the ink, and it gives you a really pretty swatch is the word that I was going for. I'm going to be trying my Diatramentus document ink in black. I'm going to be using, where is it? My 2 Robert Oster Coffee Monsters Co. ones, and because I'm just choosing the ones that I know that bleed onto my river paper. if I can find it. Where the heck has it gone? I've got it, oh, it's down the bottom. And I've also got a platinum carbon ink, which I've never been able to use properly. So I'm going to just write down these while I remember. So this one is Versacraft. This one is Versa Magic, is it? Yep. And this one is Archival ink. Now, Archival ink, because it takes so long to dry, you've got to be really careful that if you're stamping, you've got to leave your planner open, because otherwise it doesn't work. Like, it won't dry. This is just I use this for ink swatches, and it's so stained. So I'm just going to pop water in here. So that I can rinse, and I probably should have prepared this better earlier. Some paper towel. Where is my, you know, this is how organised I am, you guys. Like, you know how bad I am. I'm like, where's the thing? I've got paper towel here somewhere. It doesn't matter. I'll sort it out in a minute. So we're going to start off with the Diatramentis document ink in black. Carefully. So this is really cool. You just dip her in. You have to get quite a bit on the nib. Like quite a bit, and without smudging everybody else, it does a massive heavy swatch, which is kind of cool, and that will take a while to dry, but it will show me what's going to bleed through. So that one's out of the way. Then I'm going to do my platinum carbon ink carefully. The lid's a bit crunchy, which means it's dried in there. The ink itself isn't dry, but the it's dried on the lid. Right, this one is just so black, so we'll just give that a rinse. I'm wearing the wrong colour. I'm wearing the most beautiful lavender top today, and I'm using like archival style ink to do stuff. I literally had to just pause the video because my kids were screaming at each other. So I took that opportunity to get some paper towel and some new water. Okay, so that's the black, which is still taking a while to dry. So now we're going to do the Day to Night, the Coffee Monsters Co. collab with Robert Oster. I'm going to get my sister to 3D print me a stand for putting my ink in. I think, because I'm so worried, I'm going to actually hold that I am going to screw up and drop things, you know, because you know what I'm like. I'm dreadful. So I'm just going to pop the lid back on. So that's Day to Night, and then Coffee Monster. So I'm going to dip this in. Look, I'm making a bloody mess already. And then sit that in there for the second while I do this. Right, now I can dry that off. I think I might, I'll just put these back in here. I got on my desk I need, honestly, IKEA opens in a couple of weeks here in New Zealand, and I want to go and get, I want to get some better like shelf things for on my desk, because I've got all these little acrylic storage thingies that are mismatched and annoying, and I'm sure I can find something at IKEA, but the problem is that it's not in my city, Diamine Bilberry, that's another one. So that means that I have to order online, and I'm worried that if I order online and it's not right, then that's going to fail. Right, so we'll put this on such a beautiful colour. That there, and I think I might just do a couple more. I want to see what the shading is like on this as well. I don't have, I'm just trying to think what I can show you that's dark enough, because I've got a lot of light colours. I wish this would hurry up and dry so I can check. I'm kind of a bit excited. I've got heaps and heaps of the Pilot Iroshizuku inks. I've got a couple of different Sailor inks. We might try this one. This is actually a colour change ink. And I like that the bottle is wide, so it's not going to fall over. This was one of my faves of 2025. So we'll do that one because it's nice and dark as well. And then I'll do, oh, of course, I've got it all over myself. I think that's that. Oh, no, it might be a different kind. And I want a shimmer ink. So I've got a Ferris wheel press one here. It's not my favorite, but we'll just loosen up. All the shimmer sits in the bottom. It's really irritating. We'll loosen that up without shaking it too much. But I can already see the shading on these Robert Oster inks. I don't know that this is going to be suitable, but I also don't like that these bottles are, you know how the bottles are, they fall over, and I did, thank God I had put the cap on it because I knocked it over, and I was like, oh my God, it's going to go everywhere. So I'm going to hold it the whole time. It's probably going to be too, yeah, it's too light. But I'm going to hold on to it so that I can, because you can get the stand, but the stand itself is really expensive. And that's annoying. Like, keep it, gosh, if you could see the colour of this ink water, it looks phenomenal. Okay, so I think that's probably a good amount of ink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk away and let these dry. Yeah, and then I'm going to come back because I don't want to even think about turning the page until these have dried properly. Actually, no. Whoops, see, I'm knocking things over. I'm going to use, I'm going to do two more. Just thinking about it. I'm going to use both of my Sailor Shikiori inks. I've got space if I can get the lid to come undone. Because they're both dark. Just changed my mind. It's my prerogative, isn't it? So this is really dark. This is a blue-grey. Actually, that might be the one that's in my pen. I'm not sure. Is it? No, it's not. So this one is... I can't remember how to say that. Anyway, it's one of those. And then, without this falling, I'll have to put that one there. This is the one I've got in my pen. And we're going to do this one here as well, because this is... I like my dark ones. And then that will fill up the page. Yeah, that's cool. So that's really pretty as well. So we'll just get that out of the way. So now I'm going to go and let this dry. I'm going to put this back in its box. Put that there. Put that there. Terrible. And I'm going to go and let these dry. And then I'm going to zoom in so you can see what all the shading's like. And then we're going to see... I'll label them as well. And then we're going to see what the other side of the page looks like. So bear with me. I will be back in a second. And we are back. So I did end up having to get a little Q-tip just to take some ink off of a couple of them. I have noticed that obviously the paper can only take so much ink. So these are my swatches, and I have labelled them with my Sharpie pen. This is I think they're a permanent marker. I'm not sure. I haven't even figured that one out. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look and see what the other side of the page looks like, which makes me really nervous. So I'm going to turn it around, grab my pencil board. I haven't cheated, I haven't looked. Whoops. And I'm going to flip it over. Wow, okay, so you can see here where I overloaded ink. There is a little bit of shadowing. I am so excited because my archival ink, good to go. Now, what has bled, and I should have written these down, is the 2 Sailor Shikiori, and that's just because I really overloaded it with the pens, the Robert Oster ones, and that is it. So let me just move that. All of the other pens that I used, including archival ink stamp, did not bleed. I can see a shadow of it down here. Can you guys see that? You can only just see a shadow of it. But apart from that, this side of the page, wow, I'm super impressed with that. Like, that blows my mind. I'm just going to pop that back there just in case this is still drying. So I'm going to put this up in the Just Scribble group as well so everybody can see. But I don't know that you can. If I lift this up, yeah, you go. You can see the shading on the ink. Especially the diamine. You can see the shine on the platinum carbon and the Diatramentis document ink. The 2 Robert Osters, beautiful shading. This paper is a game changer, I think. It's going to be interesting to see how I go with the thickness of the book, because I like to use stickers. And I like to stick things in. So she's going to be chunky, and I can't wait. It's going to be really cool. I'm just so happy about this. This makes me really happy. But apart from that, that is my A5 plans by Just Scribble. If you have any questions, I'm happy to go more in depth. I will do a separate, towards the end of December, well, it will be the end of December, setting up for my first week in this, including setting up the month. Actually, I may do the month earlier because obviously I'm starting to put things into my January calendar now because I'm busy. I want to put in my 2026 side of summer school course work so I know when I've got stuff due. But yeah, how brilliant is this? Cosmo Air Light paper. I think it's got a different name as well. They've changed the name or some crap, but really, really impressed and really happy to have this planner. But yeah, in the meantime, take care. Again, congratulations to those of you who won my giveaway. One of you needs to still message me on Instagram. You know who you are. I don't want to have to give it to someone else because you won it. So please do that ASAP so I can get that sent out so we don't get caught up in the Christmas rush and you miss out. The other one will be going to its new owner as of Monday. But yeah, wonderful. Super impressed. Take care, everybody, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.